And that kind of brings me to the next guy I want to talk about, and that's Corey Perry. I was someone who, when they signed him this summer, I was like, why are you committing $1.15 million to him when Holloway's unsigned? You were healthy scratching Perry for good stretches in the playoffs as well. But now I sit and look here this year, 5 goals in 27 games. That's a 15-plus goal pace, and he's doing it playing basically only fourth-line minutes. What can you say about Corey Perry and the way at 39 years old, again, he seems to have reinvented himself once again?
Yeah, I asked him about that too, just about coming into the different teams that he's entered into over, especially the latter part now of his career. I mean, he was in Anaheim for so long that you just looked at him as, he was an Anaheim Duck. That's what he did. And he had tremendous years there. Won a Stanley Cup with them. But then as he's jumped from team to team and gone to Stanley Cup final to Stanley Cup final to Stanley Cup final, you have to be able to do something to jump right into the lineup and be successful with a new team. And sometimes it doesn't always work that way. I'd say almost more often than not, it doesn't work that way, unless you're an elite player and then you can take off. But even then, sometimes it takes a little adjustment to try and figure out what that team does, the players you're playing with. For Corey Perry, though, the one thing that he's never changed is the design of his game. He's always been, he got the nickname the Worm for a reason. He is always around the net. David Perron's the same. Tyler Toffoli's the same in the sense that they don't deviate from what they do best. So if you're directing your play like Corey Perry is, players around you can respond off you and understand where you're going to be on the ice. And I just think for him, he's got a template that works for him. It's worked for him his entire career. He's maybe ratcheted up a little bit of the extra stuff, when he won the Art Ross and he scored 50 goals. I think he was, he was still that guy, but I think he was more focused on points at that time and staying on the ice. Later in his career, he's not afraid to drop the gloves. I mean, he's not afraid to get in there and get dirty. He's not afraid to go out there and try and motivate the team with momentum. Being around the game for a long time, he understands that's going to be part of it for him to stick around the lineup and to be the player that he needs to be. But he's willing to do it. He's willing to do it, and it's been great to see. I think he's an awesome guy for young players to watch too, because the timing in which he gets to the net. He gets there on time. And I think that's one of the biggest skills that players can learn is it's not just about going there and standing there all the time. It's about getting there at the right time, getting the right position inside the defenseman or outside the defenseman, and keeping your stick loose. He's so good at firing those loose pucks.
I think that goal on Saturday, like you said, like his time into the net on that first goal, like he just kind of snuck right in there and was so undetected and easy. Like great pass by Nurse as well, but that's just what Perry's bringing, right?
If you watch him too, it's a great point. And the other thing too is he's always watching the play. My dog Tampa right now wants to go outside, so he's kind of bugging me a little bit here. But you're always watching the play. A lot of times in the physical battle down low or in the corners, you can lose track of where the puck is. You can lose track of where things are. The great net front players, they have an awareness of where the puck is at all times, so that they know when to get there on time. And that's Corey Perry. If you watch him, he's constantly. If you watch him when he's away from the puck, he's in there bashing in the corner. But he's in the side of his head. He's hitting, but he's looking. Where's that? Oh, it's going to the net. Bang! He's beating that guy back to the net. Like he's always kind of looking as when can I make my strike at the net? And let's face it, he's still got great hands. I mean, that's the other thing about Perry. He's lanky. He's long. He was the same way in junior. He was never known as a blazing fast skater. I mean, he'll even tell you himself he was never known to be that really quick guy. A little bit like Mark Stone. When you think of Mark Stone, really smart, great hands, and not afraid to get in the thick of things. Good things happen.
I think another really encouraging thing, I mean, hey, we just talked about Skinner. We just heap praise on Perry. Like the Oilers are winning games, and a lot of these support guys are starting to come out and play a really key role. What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.